Hello friends, I'm George, the nice medic gentleman. Welcome back to the channel guys, I hope that all of you are doing well. Now in the past few weeks I've reviewed two great clones of Pakura Ban's Invictus Victory Elixir. One of them came from the house of Khadlaj and it's called Epoch Artistique, and the other one came from the house of Fragrance World and it's called Invictus Victorious Elixir. Both of them have been really impressive. So I think it's about time to do a fragrance battle between those two fragrances, and since I haven't do a fragrance battle video for quite a while, I think now it's the right time to do the next episode. So in this video today I'm going to battle out and compare two great clones of Pakura Ban's Invictus Victory Elixir. Khadlaj's Epoch Artistique and Fragrance World's Invictus Victorious Elixir. Before I start talking about the two scents and comparing them to fragrances, I just want to mention something out. I know that there's a third clone out there that comes from the house of Armaf, and it's getting quite a lot of traction. That's a cloning Invictus Victory Elixir, but I still don't have that one. I have it on order, but I don't know when this will arrive. As soon as I get it and I have the chance to test it out, I'll probably end up comparing all three of them. But for the moment, this fragrance battle will be only between the Khadlaj fragrance and the Fragrance World fragrance. So let's start with the actual comparison of the two scents. Now, the first way that I'm usually comparing the two fragrances is by their presentation, boxes, and the bottle design. Now, I don't have the full presentations with me right now, but I can tell you that the fragrance from the house of Khadlaj actually comes way nicer packaged compared to Invictus Victorious Elixir from Fragrance World. The Fragrance World scent comes pretty plainly packaged. It comes in an elegant box, but it's nowhere near as impressive as the packaging that you get with Epoch Artistique. Also, when it comes to the actual bottle design, I really prefer the Epoch Artistique one. It feels a lot more classy, a lot more classic and classy at the same time. Just feels of a higher quality. The Invictus Victorious Elixir bottle design, to me, looks kind of goofy, although I really like the color combination in here. All in all, I think that the Epoch Artistique has a way better packaging and bottle design. And just one other thing, when it comes to the actual sprayers, which are again a part of the whole presentation and the quality, I think that in here, from my experience, the sprayer of Epoch Artistique is again slightly better in my opinion. But if I have to choose a winner simply based on the presentation and the bottle design, for me the winner will be Epoch Artistique from Khadlaj. The next way that I compare the two fragrances is by their scent profile and the sort of how much I've been enjoying the fragrances, the scents of the fragrances that I feature in each episode of a fragrance battle. I'm going to start with Invictus Victorious Elixir. And this fragrance, both of them, they're very similar first of all, but there are a few minor differences as well. Invictus Victorious Elixir opens up with a hint of freshness, a hint of spiciness. There's something citrusy in the opening of this fragrance. There's some sort of a black pepper or pink pepper note that Fragrance World have used, giving that fragrance a little bit of spiciness and a little bit of freshness, but it's all about the sweetness of the vanilla, tonka bean and amber combination. It's a very sweet fragrance with a hint of freshness and a hint of spiciness. It's a very linear fragrance as well. It doesn't change very much. The only way that this changes on the dry down is by this becoming a little bit sweeter, and you lose all the freshness and all the spiciness from the opening. And the dry down, and in the dry down, there is also a hint of sort of an incense to it as well. All in all, it's a very easy to wear sweet fragrance that's quite enjoyable. I've really been enjoying Invictus Victorious Elixir. When it comes to Epoch Artistique from the house of Khadlaj, again, as I said, both scents are very similar. But to my nose, Epoch Artistique feels a little bit more intense. There's less freshness in the opening of this fragrance, less spiciness. Here you get a little bit more sweetness compared to the Fragrance World scent. And also this fragrance has a bit of an woodsy notes that have been added and feels a little bit more woodsy compared to Invictus Victorious Elixir. So it's slightly less fresh, It's a little bit sweeter and a little bit more woodsy compared to Invictus Victorious Elixir. And I've also been really enjoying Epoch Artistic as a scent profile. But if I have to choose a winner simply on how much I've been enjoying the two fragrances, for me the winner by a very tiny margin will be Invictus Victorious Elixir from Fragrance World. The next way that I'm comparing usually the fragrances featured in each episode of Fragrance Battle is by how close they are to whatever they're cloning, if they're clones. In this case, as I said, both of them are clones of Paco Rabanne's Invictus Victory Elixir, and both of them are really good. But in my opinion, the fragrance that comes a little bit closer to the original fragrance is Invictus Victorious Elixir. So when it comes to how close the two fragrances are to the original scent, I think the winner here is Invictus Victorious Elixir. Hey guys, it's me from the future, as you can probably tell by the different t-shirt and different hairstyle. But in this part of the video, in the original video, I was talking about the performance of the two scents. But after I did the initial video, something bugged me and I just wanted to give them one more wearing, side by side on both of them, just to check out the performance for sure. And these are my findings. When it comes to total longevity on skin, for me, Epoch Artistic seem to last about 1 hour over the Invictus Victorious Elixir from Fragrance World. And one other area where Epoch Artistic is actually slightly better compared to the Fragrance World scent is by the projection. Epoch Artistic also is a little bit stronger when it comes to projection. So the winner of the performance round in this fragrance battle will be Epoch Artistic from the House of Khadlaj. And now back to the original video. The next way that I'm going to compare the two scents is by their price tag, and here usually the fragrance with the lower price tag is actually the winner. And I'm going to quote again the prices that I've paid for my fragrances. And for me, in order to get Epoch Artistic from Khadlaj, I had to pay about 28-29 euros, which will translate into something like maybe $35. And this is the price that I paid for this fragrance, whereas to get Invictus Victorious Elixir I paid about 22-23 euros, something like that. So this is the cheaper fragrance by a few euros. It's not a huge difference, but at the end of the day, this is the price difference here. The cheaper fragrance is Invictus Victorious Elixir by a small margin. So this will be the winner of the pricing round. When it comes to versatility, there's no clear winner in here because both of them feel so incredibly close to each other scent wise that I cannot really pick up a winner when it comes to versatility. Both of them are very sweet fragrances that have a playful edge to them. Both of them are fragrances that are more orientated towards the colder seasons of the year, and both of them are more of a nighttime scents compared to daytime scents. And again, hello from the future. This is the the final thoughts and the final results of this fragrance battle, that section of the video. Again, I'm re-recording this because of my earlier findings when it comes to performance. So just to sum it up, for me, this episode of Fragrance Battle will end up without having a clear winner. For me, this Fragrance Battle will conclude in a draw between the two scents featured today. And I'll give you a few reasons why that's the case. When it comes to the fragrance that, in my opinion, is slightly closer to the original scent, and it has a little bit lower price tag, it will be Invictus Victorious Elixir from Fragrance World. I think this fragrance will get you slightly closer to the original scent, and also depending, based on what I paid for both of them, this is a little bit cheaper. The price difference here is about 5 euros or something like $7-8. It's not a huge difference, but still this is the slightly cheaper scent. But then when it comes to Epoch Artistic from the House of Khadlaj, this fragrance offers slightly better performance, at least in my experience. It offers a little bit longer longevity, about 1 hour extra over the Fragrance World scent, and also projects a little bit harder. And then the other thing that I prefer this over Invictus Victorious Elixir. The other reason that I prefer it over the Fragrance World scent is because of its the whole presentation. I like the bottle design here better. You get a more luxurious presentation, and in my opinion the sprayer also works better on Epoch Artistic. So at the end of the day, I just cannot pick up a clear winner, and for me this fragrance battle ends with a draw. And just a few additional additional thoughts on the two fragrances featured today. At the end of the day, in my opinion, it doesn't matter which one you will end up picking up, because both of them do a fantastic job at copying the original fragrance. Both of them have pretty good performance. You know, both of them cost equally the same, with the Epocratistic being slightly more expensive, but then offering slightly better performance and slightly better packaging and overall experience. If you already own one of them, you don't need the other one. You know, I will tell you that straight up. And again, just get the one that you can get easier and for, you know, the cheaper amount of money. So at the end of the day, today's episode of Fragrance Battle will end up a draw. And so guys, in today's episode of Fragrance Battle, I compared for you two great clones of Paco Rabanne's Invictus Victory Elixir. From Fragrance World, Invicto Victorious Elixir, and from the House of Khadlaj, Epocratistic. Today's episode ended up in a draw between the two fragrances because I think both of them are absolutely fantastic. I hope that you found this video interesting. If you did, give it a like. And I also hope that you're going to join me in the next one. And until then, stay safe and bye bye.